Hello and welcome to Aren't You Exhausted? This is a podcast revolving around Goral World, the Goralverse, mostly around Amberlynn and Foodie Beauty. I upload every Wednesday and Saturday, and Aren't You Exhausted is now on Spotify, Google Podcasts, and Amazon Music for those who only need the audio content. Now that I've gotten all the self-promotion out of the picture, let's go ahead and start today's discussion.
Here's another conspiracy. You guys, it's exhausting. Aren't you exhausted?
Anyone to go and have like a slew of medical issues, like
I don't think this type of speculation is healthy. Speculating someone's health, you guys confused? Imagine how I was feeling. Anyway, I'm just terribly bored with all this speculation. And I have to tell you, none of it's true.
Hello, lovelies, and welcome back to another episode of Aren't You Exhausted? I believe this is episode 17. I'm your host, Ashley, and today we are going to be discussing Amber's slow descent into madness and Chantal slipping back into old habits. So without further ado, let's just talk about it. So I'm going to go ahead and start with Amber. She's put out yet another video vlog. The only vlog aspect of what she's uploaded was this slow burn of receiving her birthday gift 5 weeks early. If you know anything about Amberlynn, it is very reminiscent of her previous relationships where gifts are opened early because Amber just can't wait. I'm assuming Jade went out and got the coveted expert Lego Titanic ship that Amber has been talking about pretty much all year long to kind of soften the blow of Jade leaving for Christmas holiday to spend it with her family back home. And the fact that Amber has been pretty hyper focused on her comment sections as of late and really not handling other opinions rather than, figuring out her own life. It's funny that she dedicates so much time to addressing these people in her comment sections of her videos with, proper video responses instead of just, taking the time to type out a response in the comment section where the comment originally came from. Especially when a lot of the times she gives these video responses, it's just to gaslight the viewers. It's very,
Stop talking about my binge eating disorder and how I'm not doing it properly. Stop questioning my health issues and mental health issues. I don't tell you this information to be judged for it. Oh my god.
it's not like she's ever lied about a diagnosis before. Oh, yeah. She can't really claim that because she has lied about medical things. She's claimed through her own words to have been diagnosed herself with illnesses or stated she didn't have something because she heard someone say she may or may not have shown symptoms of having something, or felt like she didn't have an illness because she didn't show all the symptoms. But she's never actually been tested for it or told by a doctor that she indeed was diagnosed. An example, there's the sleep apnea, the insomnia, and the binge eating disorder. Now, she's only claimed in her comment section to have been properly diagnosed with having the binge eating disorder through her outpatient program from earlier this year. So until that point, she's kind of been falsely telling people that she's been diagnosed before that. Not to mention, she's clickbaiting serious ailments such as thyroid cancer. Granted, she did change the title afterward, but still, you throw thyroid cancer in a title, people are going to take notice. And also tossing out the possibility of lung cancer to find out that it was just walking pneumonia, which through some research, I found that walking pneumonia or atypical pneumonia has complications of pleural effusion. Don't come at me if I'm not pronouncing that right. But it's a fluid buildup around her lungs, which is indicative of what they saw on her CT scans, which means this is something that had been building up for a while, kind of unnoticed, possibly due to her not leaving her bed while her ankle healed. But now I'm wondering how she contracted the pneumonia, because it is viral. So, or bacterial. It depends on how she contracted it. But I'm wondering how she did, because is it through the errand trips out with Jade, like the fact that she has to touch on everything, or was it from Jade herself, since Jade's the one that does a lot of things outside of the home? Through investigation, it seems to plague people with weakened immune systems and smokers, or people that are around heavy tobacco use, which through her videos alone, we've definitely seen that Amber is privy to these conditions in her current state and her current company. As we know, Jade is a smoker, and all of the health issues Amber's had this year goes to show that her immune system is not the greatest. She did a comment, in her community section, she did a Q&A that she was going to answer people. I mean, she didn't answer everybody. She barely answered a lot of the questions, and it posed more questions than answered in a lot of instances. But one question in particular struck me, and I wanted to kind of address it. And it was about Amberlynn's biological mother. This is someone she speaks highly of, and I'm sure this person is also partially responsible for how miserable Amber is around the holidays and special occasions, due to the family just living far away. I've noticed that even though she speaks on keeping in contact with her family, which, trust me, this hasn't gone unnoticed by others as well, as stated in the comment section, the question did state, though, why doesn't your mom ever come to visit you? If it's about money, surely you could just pay for the flight for her. It seems like she just doesn't care. Now, Amber's response was just sad. And it was, she cares greatly, actually. She just doesn't have time or vacation days due to her job. She works a lot and is very career focused. I am beyond proud of her. Now, this is sad because, family makes time for people they love. Your loved ones make time. Your friends that really care and love for you, they make time. Now, assuming that her mom just has a random 9-to-5 job, she can't get 2 days off to come visit once a year, twice a year. Amber can pay for a flight out and have Jade go pick her up at the airport. My own mother worked 2 jobs and made time not only to pay for her own round-trip flight, but also to spend a weekend at a time once a year since I've moved away from home, wherever I live. She's visited every state I've been in since leaving home. So to say her mom can't find the time to visit is very telling, and it's probably why Amber is unable to stick with any kind of dietary program or weight loss during the holidays, because it's just depressing. It's depressing that your own family that claims to love you can't make time for you once or twice a year. But I'm sure if they need money and ask for it nicely, Amber is happy to give it to them. But it's just all around sad. Another great question that came from the Q&A was, do you regret putting wifey on a pedestal when it's obvious your health and lifestyle hasn't changed despite you living together? An example, when Amberlynn was saying that she didn't feel the need to binge because wifey was there, that she wouldn't she wouldn't get sick because wifey was there to take care of her and look out for her. And it's a very relevant question. And this went unanswered by Amber. And it was possibly due to the fact that nothing she could have said would have justified how she didn't physically do it, but she might as well have just spit in Becky's face in front of everybody to make sure that everyone knew that Amber had chosen a new queen with Jade. It's very Henry VIII of you, Amber. On to Miss Sala, or aka Chantal, aka Foodie Beauty. It seems there's a bit of trouble in paradise. The newlyweds recently seen in a multiple amount of uploads without their wedding bands, which is odd, especially for Chantal, as she spent so much time keeping that hand in view to really rub her marriage in all of her haters' faces. Now she's just claiming to have forgot to put it back on. That's odd. That's weird. Why did you remove it? To wash your hands? Since when? Also, it's pretty convenient that your husband should also be seen without his ring on. I'm assuming for the same excuse, just forgot to put it back on. Like, whoops, how silly. Then there was the issue of when things were getting really juicy. Nader and Didi have, of course, been live streaming Nader's cooking, and basically bringing up Chantal for viewership, because we know Nader is definitely narcissistic and terribly jealous that his prized pig went to Kuwait and got herself hitched. So now that she's not at the moment giving him an allowance, he's taken to kind of poking the pig by speaking ill of her husband and ill of her. Through Mo Translates, a reaction channel that covers a bit of Nader's channel, we were able to kind of see what he was saying, as in the live format without a translator. It's not very legible. He speaks very gibberishy, but it's because we don't know the language. He was pretty grotesque, and lo and behold, Chantal can't stay away from him. She's drawn to Nader like a moth to a flame, and just can't help herself but to take little jabs at him and Didi through the live stream. I don't understand her late night rager and Nader's stream, to be honest. If she would just stop giving it attention and let his channel die out, it would. But she keeps him relevant by doing this dumb high school banter. You're 38 and married now to your quote unquote Adonis. You're Syrian zaddy. Just ignore the drama, especially because we know when you get back home alone without Salah, you're going to be going back to paying Nader's bills again and meeting up in seedy hotels, motels for your intimacy purchase time with Nader or just some other random men. We've heard and seen more of Chantal since she's gotten to Kuwait and got to actually physically be with her new husband than we ever got when she was with Nader, when she'd spend days at a time shacked up wherever, trying to keep that shame hidden, but those dark deeds always came to light because she can't help but share it to try to earn some sympathy for her actions. And the fact that these men and Nader from back home only use her to get payment. But that's all for today's podcast. My husband and I will probably go live later on tonight on YouTube and kind of sit and chat with you guys and maybe do some reacts to fellow reactors, cuts of Amber and Chantal's latest videos or live streams. But until then, I will see you guys later. Have a amazing weekend, and I hope to catch you guys on the live. Bye.
You guys, it's exhausting. Aren't you exhausted?
Anyone to go and have a slew of medical issues.
I don't think this type of speculation is healthy. Speculating someone's health, I'm you guys confused? Imagine how I was feeling.
Somewhere much deep.
Anyway,
Anxiety, filling up every space, no
I'm just
privacy.
terribly bored with all the
And silently,
speculation.
it can build and
And I
build
have
until
to
you
tell
finally
you,
see.
none
Whoa.
of it's true. Stay mad.
Here's another conspiracy. Ugh, you guys, it's exhausting. Aren't you exhausted?